super secret location deep within the mountains of Colorado, it's time to strap up, strap in, or strap on with your host, Shenanigans in One Shot. It's From the Ashes Radio!
I will never be able to thank Phil enough for creating that, because that is so awesome.
You were the worst with the camera.
I am. I never, ever give me the camera. And I hear that a lot, that I take terrible pictures and I'm not good with it. And I'm about to finish my video production class. I got an A thanks to you and Corey. I was telling Corey about that. Did you hear about that? I told Corey I got 143 out of 150 possible points. I got an A on my how to.
Is that similar to your board score? 35? 36.
Yeah, very similar. I like what you did there.
Oh man! Usually most people say out of 100, so you said 150. And I'm like, I read the fucking board.
I don't know. Yeah, I have no. Each thing counts for something different, but you and Corey were excellent actors for how to submit someone from the crucifix position. So I sincerely appreciate that.
You know what? It's taken me 23 years to feel comfortable with how to do an instructional video.
Seriously?
Yeah. Like, I can't tell you, I've done so many. I'm like, that's not ever going public. That's not going public. Like,
and I'll bet if you look back through them, like other people would be like, dude, that's awesome. You have got to publish that.
Yeah.
But you're like, nope.
Anyway, welcome to.
Oh yeah, that part. Yes. Welcome
From the Ashes on About Face Radio. I am One Shot Seth with my co-host here, Robert Shenanigans Williams. How was your week?
Been better, been worse, man. Not bad at all. Congratulations. I'm very impressed with what has happened at the super secret location. There is no such thing as beachfront property in Colorado until you get to the super secret location. Congratulations.
Beachfront property.
You could literally sell this right now as beachfront property in Colorado. Yeah. I'm extremely impressed. We're a landlocked state, but you have a lovely beach.
Yeah, and I'm 7,000, 8,000 feet up.
This is probably the highest beach on the planet. No? Not so much?
I feel like whatever beach Joe Rogan and Eddie Bravo are on is the highest beach.
I like what you did there. I really like what you did there.
Throw something in there. I don't think we've ever done like a little Joe Rogan zinger during the podcast.
Well, I don't think we have either. I mean, they're so easy to do. I mean,
right, but
I mean, it's not hard for me to make fun of bald guys. So, but whatever. I like Joe Rogan. I like listening to his show.
I appreciate the fact that he doesn't hate us either, because he's number 2 and we're number 1 for podcasts.
Exactly. It's like, very humbling of him.
It is. He's a good dude.
Man, look at all the listeners. Nathan Hucker is here again tonight. What's up? Brady Shoemate is here. Nothing but good stuff. It's been a good week. I got a super cool call today. Comeback Yoga. My friend Cole, who actually gave me the scholarship to go to how to be a yoga teacher school, called me today and she said, how would you like to be the keynote speaker at our fundraiser? I'm like, I mean, how many people did you have to go through before you got to me?
Before somebody's
yes.
How many people?
How many no's did you get before you finally got here? So
I'll be honest. I like to dig at you all the time, but I feel like that would be something that you'll do well at.
I mean, keynote speak. I mean, I can talk. I mean, that shit. I do it all the time. Some people can't shut me up. Ask Adam. Dude, I had so much fun with Adam on was it Tuesday, Thursday at class? I mean, that dude was just, in the literal sense of every word, beating the shit out of me. And it was great. I had so much fun. There's just no other way to describe what was happening. Like he was calling his shots. He's like, what are you looking for next? He would wrist lock me and I'm like, ow, you son of a bitch. I'm like, that's fucking dirty. And he's like, what do you want next? I'm like, what do you mean what do I want next? He's like, you want to get foot locked? I'm like, you can't just foot lock me, guy. And he's like, watch this. And within like, in under a minute, he had me foot locked. It was pretty awesome.
Few people know this, but, well, some of it don't know. You'll know. I don't think you know a lot of this, but up until Adam's job changed this year, his schedule, when I would be writing curriculum and drilling curriculum and working on, sequences and things in jiu-jitsu, because Adam was there 5 days a week, I'd be like, hey, can you meet me at the academy like an hour earlier? So Adam was spending probably like 5 hours a week one-on-one with me for like 2 years, 3 years.
That explains a few different things.
So sometimes, like, fuck, Adam knows a lot of jiu-jitsu, and I'm like, I don't know where he got it from.
Well, like
Right.
normally
Maybe it's
somebody that most people, like, you can feel them screwing around with your elbow and you're like, oh, I'm going to get wrist locked here in a second if I don't move something. That never happens. That's just, we're doing something and all of a sudden, like, why does my wrist hurt? Oh shit, I need to tap.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. He's tricky with them. All of the damn boys in blue are tricky with wrist locks.
They are. Oh, well, yeah, I suppose that kind of goes with the
You're
profession and
right.
whatnot.
I think so. Anyway,
Speaking of, Nolan Hollenbeek is watching. Nolan, welcome to the show. Glad you're here. I had a decent week. I went fishing with a bunch of friends with what's it called, Timber and Creek.
did you tumble in the creek?
I did. I fall a lot. I mean, but my buddy Ted and I, Ted Snyder and I. So Ted and I don't know if you've met Ted yet. He was my team leader in Iraq in 0304. Tough job. You know, we lost quite a few people. So, you know, tough. I don't know if you lost anybody while you were in a leadership position, but it's
Not
challenging.
directly. So, like, I had several people that I have been their leadership, and then, oh, you're the next squad over, and then something happens.
Yeah.
You know, or the last deployment where I was a rear detachment commander, I had one of my guys be KIA on the deployment that was, you know, so things like
And losing friends sucks, but when
being
you're
in the
responsible
action,
for
I
those
think it's
people,
different. Yeah.
it's a different level.
I think the
So-
medic feeling one, I like have, you know, understanding of, but I don't understand it. It's a totally different
Well, your
type of
job
feeling.
is to go forth and create murder.
I put holes in people, you plug
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, exactly.
But just the dynamic between, you know, that role or that job in the military, I feel like the feeling is just different. Not saying one's more or one's less or just none of that. I'm just saying it's fucking different.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Completely agree.
So-
Completely agree. I would not have wanted to have been in his shoes during that. I mean, we lost 8 people total, and that must have been. We shot on the back porch and smoked cigars, and talk about it a little bit. It's tough. It's super tough, and it's so funny the way we veterans deflect. Because we're sitting on the back porch chewing, just chewing cigars and having a moment, and he's like, I'm gonna put it on you. You do good stuff and this, and I'm like, dude, you ran the team, man. I mean, it wouldn't have been possible without you. I mean, you picked the team and you ran the team, and then we lost 8 folks. So I mean, it's pretty tough. So, but whatever. Anyway, that we deflect a lot, and doesn't matter about what we're talking about.
I also feel like there's a lot of humility in veterans,
Agreed.
right?
Is it too much?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I think sometimes where I believe it's too much when you're not opening up about things. Does that make sense?
I do. It's tough because you get taught for 26 years, however many years, mission first, move forward, do the job and whatnot. And then now here we are, long-haired hippies and getting out and doing our thing and parts, and now it's like, well, now it's time to open up. Is it? I mean, to try to tell people that shit. What? Chris Jewell is watching.
I was just gonna say you're like us
Wrist
long-haired
lock the
hippies, and then
I'm
you go
bald.
to your beard. The longest hair you guys probably coming out of your ear.
That's completely
Your
accurate.
nose. This guy.
January 8th. So Chris Jewell, since I see that you're in the audience tonight, to end Wrist Lock the World, I hate you. Talk to us. Vet Fest is coming up in Castle Rock. If you have never been to Vet Fest, January 8th in downtown Castle Rock, go to Vet Fest. Oh, the boss is watching. Cool.
You said January 8th or
July
8th?
July 8th. I'm sorry.
Okay.
July 8th, downtown Castle Rock. If you've never been, it's worth going and walking around and meeting all of these resources that are available for you. Houses for Warriors, Service Canines, all of these great organizations will be at Vet Fest in downtown Castle Rock. Chris Jewell just says, great time. Yeah, it is a good time as well. Excellent music, all kinds of cool stuff. If you get the chance, go on January 8th, downtown Castle Rock. Check out Vet Fest. It's going to be a really good time. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Do we need to talk about Carl? Because
We
I
do gotta
love
do
the
Carl. We definitely gotta do Carl. So No, I was reading some news stories.
And I love that it came up and you're like, does this really fit? I'm like, this fits perfectly. This is exactly what Private Carl is.
When I first brought this Private Carl thing to you, what I was thinking has broadened to just, it's like the Idiot News Network, you know?
It really, that's the best description ever. And you think we're going to talk about a submarine right now, but you're wrong.
I promise not to make fun of Navy guys today. That's a lie.
That's awesome.
That'll never happen. Here's a headline. An Indiana man is dead after a grenade found in a grandfather's belongings exploded. So here's what happened.
I love how he dramatically scrolls to get to the meat of the story.
So this dude's going through his grandfather's stuff and basically pulls a pin on some old grenade that his grandfather had. He was killed by the grenade. His son and his 18-year-old, or his son and his daughter. His son was 14. His daughter was 18. Were both there too. They were wounded with shrapnel, transported to a nearby hospital. I was fine. They lived. But yeah. So
You were infantry. Did
yes.
you ever get to throw a grenade?
Yeah.
Did you throw a grenade in combat? Is what I should say. I mean, because your job was more to reach out for a long distance and touch people. I love that there's like kittens climbing all over the place here.
I will, rather than telling a story that's crazy, I'll tell you a fun one.
Go ahead.
We're sitting at this village. We had just chased some insurgents that had nothing to do with this village. The village was very friendly. They were all trying to fish and they couldn't catch fish.
Here we go.
And we had some attachments with us, some Air Force specialty type of people that were with us. We had a couple different attachment groups, so not just regular Army, you know? And so we're like, get together, a few of us leaders, and we're like, I know how to get some fish for them.
That's awesome.
So throw a flashbang in. Boom. Fucking cool, right? Some fish come up. One of the other groups is like, hey, I got this different flashbang. I didn't really realize this until that moment.
So
There's
much
lots
shit,
of different types of fish flashbangs, depending on the different branches of the military use. So they throw theirs in. There's some more fish. There's a frag thrown in at some point. Right. A lot of fish.
So that's a well-fed village for a very short time.
Oh man, the kids were like, diving to get fish. It was fucking glorious.
We were talking about this weekend. So, obviously, we are at Tikrit, and I think it was engineers with us or whatnot. And so, of course, everybody's like, hey, can I get a ride in the helicopter? Sure. Can I throw a grenade? And I got to drive a Bradley and all kinds of cool stuff because of it. Back when war was fun. And so we're flying around and we're flying the river, and all right, look left, look like nobody's there, and I pull the pin and I throw the grenade out of the moving helicopter. And at that moment, it occurred to me, all it took was a gust of wind and like bump me or something. I dropped the thing and I would have killed all of my friends. And I'm like, I don't think I want to do that again. So I had 2 grenades. I threw one. I returned the other one.
Okay.
So
I also, you said you threw a grenade, you're infantry, right? As far as I remember, from my day, every infantry man, because there was no infantry woman, but every infantry man was required at basic to throw a grenade.
Oh, I threw them at basic.
Was
that's
also,
not the same
I'm
thing.
telling you what I got. What did you get out of that?
Oh, the dance. That's all I got.
You know what I got out of it?
Mm-mm.
I will never be a fucking drill instructor. Because there is no damn way. Because they don't do this like week 1, but they also don't do it like the last week. Like, these are a bunch of, stupid Carls throwing grenades, getting all panicky and dropping one. Like, the stories.
Yeah.
And like, no. And like, I was watching it. Like, I would never be a drill instructor for many reasons, but mostly that one.
Yeah, it's gotta suck. I love the comments. One Shot's head and arms are 50 shades darker than his legs.
Well, yeah. I run a ranch. I generally have to be in heavy duty stuff.
I saw him in the longest shorts I've ever seen him in earlier today. So
those are ranch shorts.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing.
I also
man.
had muck boots on.
You did, in fact. I love that you're.
Which is quite a look.
I love that so 2 things. I love that our chief producer had never heard the song "Moves Like Jagger," and now that's going to be stuck in his head for the rest of the day.
Mine too.
And 2, he came in the house and he came into the super secret location, and he was wearing shorts and a pair of cowboy boots. And I'm like, you are not adopted in any way. You are absolutely your father's kid. Yeah. It was really funny.
I'm not gonna lie, I was wearing, which we're gonna have to do our thigh huggers in a minute, 'cause I have a brand new pair of the first time worn thigh huggers. It's amazing, but within the last week, I was in thigh huggers and my boots, walking around the front, like taking mom for garbage out or feeding the dogs, and like somebody drove by and I was like, "Hi," and I looked down and I was like,
"Oh,
no neighbors,
a lot of leg hanging out."
Neighbors know me, but by the way,
thigh huggers. Look at those
Street
things.
Fighter edition. Look, thigh hugger. Oh man, I love these new ones. They have a whole line of Street Fighter ones. So like the individual ones, like the video. This one, these.
You were super excited about the Pokemon ones too. I thought that was.
I'm excited about all of it.
Oh, I thought it was a kitten. It's just
okay.
Yeah. So go to thighhuggers.com. They love us. We love them. Thank you, Lance Liggett. Go to thighhuggers.com. Enter the code ONESHOT, all one letter, pushed it all one word, pushed all together, and you're going to get a hefty discount, and we get a little slice of that discount as well. So thank you for that, Thigh Huggers.
Want to be our guest on?
We absolutely should. I see him in the green room, so I feel like it. Ryan, you feel like you're ready, man?
Let's do it.
He does. Look at that smiling face. You're going to try to convince people that's coffee in that cup, aren't you?
It's straight up water right now, but I'm waiting for this to end, and I'm going to pop open a beer or 2 or 3.
Well, that's usually the opposite of what most of our guests do.
I know, but when you're representing a nonprofit, you want to be like making certain you say the right things and you're, on the up and up and not like.
I appreciate that, Ryan.
Saying, not all of our guests feel the same way that you do.
Man, I got a fridge full of Henny Topper. Had I known, this would have been that kind of show.
Well, and so this is internet radio. Just so you first of all, you are live on the radio, but it's internet radio, so you are allowed to swear, and I encourage it.
Oh,
so there will be no AM FM. We're not going to get in trouble by the FCC. So you can say the word "fuck" and it's perfectly acceptable.
This is great to know. Well, then in that case, fuck.
Look at you. Well, I have friends that get on here and they absolutely can't do it.
Oh,
they just don't have it in.
No, it feels more second nature to me to do this than not.
So, Ryan, you're with Whiteheart. None of us have any idea. Let's start at the beginning. Are you a veteran yourself?
Nope, I'm just a dude.
We like just dudes. No, wait, let me say that differently.
Well,
Too late. We got it. It's on radio.
So now that we have established that, tell us about Whiteheart.
Yeah, dude. Kind of a roundabout way here for me starting this, but I went to Pepperdine University and started this big 9/11 flag display at the university, big memorial event. The same year, started a motorcycle ride to raise funds for other military charities. As the years went on and we kept doing the motorcycle ride, we realized I didn't really know where these funds were going, and it would probably be a lot more efficient if I just started my own so I knew exactly who we were helping and pinpointing funds to. And that kind of grew and grew and grew. And we were helping veterans with everything under the sun, from home adaptations to, medical treatments and yada, yada, yada. And I was purchasing this all-terrain track vehicle for one of our veterans who was down in San Diego. And we were talking on the phone and getting it all outfitted, and he wanted a rifle holder and all this kind of shit. It was awesome. They're pretty expensive stuff, as you may know. And so we had the money. We're getting ready for it. And then I received a phone call saying that this veteran had taken his own life. And this is only about a week after I had talked to him, and we already had this whole machine ready to go. I couldn't tell by any of our conversations that there was anything wrong. I mean, of course it would have been. He's a triple amputee. And so at that point, I started thinking to myself, what we were doing with home adaptations and transportation and things here and there is all great. However, if you're not in the healthy set of mind, none of that stuff matters. So then we started the Guardian Project. Corporal Jed Morgan, who's another veteran who we helped in 2015. He came to me and said, "Hey, what if we did some type of a program for mental health?" And I said, "Well, I was thinking about that after, Artem took his own life. And I read up on this Yale study about ecotherapy, and that's getting out in nature. Of course, you guys know that being Colorado, I live in the mountains of Utah. It's a big thing. It's a big thing. Nature's a big healer. So we launched what's called the Guardian Project, and it is an ecotherapy program that brings veterans out from all over the country into the mountains of Utah and Wyoming and Colorado for about week-long excursions and fireside chats. So that's what we do right now, and that's kind of our main focus is the mental health aspect. We still have the physical health aspect, and we help veterans who are really getting failed by the VA to get out of the VA system and do what we can to help them, mostly in terms of if they need to go to a VA appointment and they don't live nearby, help with transportation and lodging and that kind of stuff, but we can help further. There's a lot of times where we get letters from doctors at Walter Reed asking the VA to get a certain veteran a type of equipment, and the VA denies it. And okay, well, I guess we'll step in and buy it just so we don't have to go through all that red tape. But yeah, so that's what we are in a nutshell. We're mental health, we're physical health. We're a very small organization. We're impactful for what we do. We're not trying to bite off more than we can chew. We're trying to stay, impactful for the veterans that we help.
I like that. I read through your guys' mission statement a little bit through your website this afternoon. And one of the things I appreciated was the clarity of, that you have dollars going here. We're tracking it. It's not like just going to this fund, like you're making sure it's going to veterans.
Yeah. So there's a massive gray area when you donate to nonprofits. And a lot of times you write a check. No one's written a check since 1997, but you know what I mean? And you send it off and it just goes to the black hole of charity. Well, we have a pretty defined model that if you want to give to the Guardian Project, that's where it goes, into the Guardian Project. We have angel donors who, afford a lot of the overhead and operations of the foundation so that 100% of what people want to give to can go where they want to give to. So if they want to give to operations, they can. If they want to give 50-50, they can. If they want to give 100% to, again, the Guardian Project, they can do that too. So.
We spend a lot of time on this show, and it gets brought to our attention a lot by others, some of the nonprofits that are not doing the right thing. So it's awesome to hear of a nonprofit that is doing their best to make it as transparent as possible.
Yeah, we could be here all day on that soapbox talking about other nonprofits, and they're nonprofits are essentially, this is going to sound bad, but they're essentially a marketing company. We've been doing such great work for well over 10 years. And like you said, when we cut, no one knows that we exist. It's because we don't have the money to put in towards marketing. That usually has a multiplier effect. When you hear about the Winter Warrior Project and Tunnel of the Towers and all those kind of things, you're gonna get a lot of people that know them because they just run commercials all day long. But those commercials have a multiplier effect. So they may spend $1 million on commercials, but because of that $1 million may make them $5 million. You go, well, would you rather have the $1 million going towards veterans or veteran causes, or have $1 million towards marketing that makes it $5 million towards veteran causes? As long as they make that $5 million and put it towards veteran causes, that's okay. But a lot of times they get greedy. That $1 million just made them $5 million, and now all of a sudden you're doing staff retreats in the Bahamas. Well, that's different.
We're looking forward to that at some point in our lives, but yeah, probably we won't come through our nonprofit.
Yeah.
Ryan, talk to us about the Guardian Project and Whiteheart and some of the stuff you guys have coming up. What's on the horizon?
We just got finished with our first Guardian Project of the season last week. So we're going to do our all-female one here soon. As you well know, there's a lot of MST that happens in the military, and you're probably well aware that it gets brushed under the carpet because just the way that it goes. And it's unfortunate. So a lot of these women feel like they can only relate to other women who've gone through the same thing. We want to help, give them the outlet to talk with each other about, what they've gone through in the military. So we've got one of those coming up. We're kind of in a transition year right now as we try to build up resources and really focus on the Guardian Project. We've had, you start off with a nonprofit trying to do great, trying to do really good stuff, and your mission's kind of this big, and then you start funneling it down and start really focusing on what you can do and what you do well and where you want to build it. And that was the realization we came to the past 12 months, that this Guardian Project is really going to be what we want to hone in on. And we think we do it the best. There's plenty of time that plenty of veterans who have gone through other programs from other nonprofits, and I'm sure they're all great and good, but you'll talk to someone, hey, we went on a 4-day fishing trip, which is great. And what was the purpose of that fishing trip? Well, I don't know, we caught fish. Like, okay, I get that, but like, what else happened? No, we went fishing. Like, okay, so like, if the purpose, a lot of people are giving nonprofits money just so you can go on fishing. It's an end to a means. You go fishing so that you can meet other veterans, and you end up having these great conversations and great camaraderie that you haven't had in years. And that's what we're trying to build. We're trying to, create that same type of teamwork. So our summers are pretty busy with Guardian projects. And then we have our big motorcycle fundraiser again in Malibu, California, and that's going to be the weekend of 9/11. So,
oh wow, okay, weekend of 9/11. Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah, we shut down Pacific Coast Highway for 26 and a half miles from the Naval Base Ventura County at Point Mugu, and we end up right by Pepperdine University. So it's pretty, it's pretty cool. It's been something that this is going on our 15th year of doing that event, and the sheriffs say, hey, look, we don't even shut this down for more than 2 minutes for Warner Brothers to film anything. So, and I was like, well, it got pretty heated at one point where they're like, hey, we can't let you do this. I'm like, that's fine, but I have 1,000 motorcycles that say we are, so I don't know how you're gonna stop it. And I got to a point like, okay, let's figure this out. And so everyone started joining in. It's been a great event, and we raised a lot of good funds and bring a lot of good awareness to what we're trying to do.
We are big fans here on this show of something called the Motorcycle Relief Project. And
yeah,
done that ride with them, and I don't know why that is so powerful, that stretch of highway and that section, and doing that ride with 15 of your closest veteran buddies. I have no idea why it's so powerful and affects you so much, but it does.
Man, there's something about being on two wheels that it's cheesy to say freedom, but next to being able to pilot your own plane, that's pretty free feeling, being on two wheels out in the open and just going.
Yeah, agree completely. Our listeners want to know, what can they do to help?
I think, obviously the easiest thing, right, is donations. You can donate through our website at whiteheart.org. Next year, we are actually looking to do an event in Colorado Springs. We're trying to have a larger presence in Colorado Springs. We actually want to bring a motorcycle event to Colorado Springs as well. So, hopefully if you guys can donate, sign up, assuming a lot of your listeners may be in Colorado, and we can help spread the word there. But yeah, spread the word. Definitely any type of resources are good. Frequent flyer miles and, that kind of stuff, hotel miles, even for our veterans, goes a long way for us. So anything like that is great, but definitely whiteheart.org is where to go for all that.
I assume you're on all the socials too.
Yeah, we're all on the socials, Instagram, mostly. Facebook, I don't, unless you're 60, you don't use Facebook anymore. And then Twitter, I don't even.
That hurt, man. That really hurt.
I feel like it's just Facebook is for marketplace and for my mom to buy random things that are marketed to her from China that she's like, oh, that'd be a cool sweater. And I'm like, okay, mom. Well,
I love the presentation he just did of his mom.
Yeah. Hey, dear.
Right now too.
Make sure she's listening. I use this somehow.
But yeah, in any case, we're not active on Twitter because nonprofits don't have much to say. So I think for the most part, Instagram, you can follow along. We try to update it when we can. We're just we don't have a ton of volunteers and staff. We're doing this bare bones. So you'll see peaks of a lot of usage, and then all of a sudden we cut off for a few weeks at a time. But it's what it is.
Are you looking for volunteers? I get calls constantly from people looking for great organizations to volunteer with. If
you really do, send them my way. Tell them to go to whiteheart.org and we'll hopefully find a place for them. And our experience, what we found when it comes to volunteers is, a lot of people see the cool things that we're able to do, and they want to be a part of that, which is great. But that is like 1.5% of what a nonprofit does. The vast majority of it is sitting behind a computer, and there's emails, and there's a whole bunch of donor tracking and donor keep up and legal things and grant writing and things like that people are like, well, I don't want to do that. I just want to help. I want to be the one giving the gift to somebody. I'm like, I get that, but there's a long road for us to get there. So any volunteers that want to get down and dirty and actually do stuff like that, from bookkeeping, so on and so forth, let me know.
Our phone rings constantly, and it's I want to help veterans. Okay, what do you want to do? Well, I don't know. That's what I called you for.
Yeah.
We got you.
Aren't you a clearinghouse?
We are now. That's what we've become. It's kind of awesome, actually.
That's awesome.
Veterans and people that want to help veterans reach out to us and say, "How can we?" So yeah, we're fans of that.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Well, keep us in mind. I mean, let me know. I'm not sure if you have my phone number, but if you do,
I do have your email.
We'll get it here.
Do you have my Facebook though? No.
Yeah. I can't make a your mom joke. We're not that.
Oh god! But on the Colorado note, if you guys end up locking down the Springs thing, the studio is actually like directly in between the Springs and Denver, so we're close, like really close.
Where?
Well, it's super secret location. I can't give that away.
Okay. Sorry.
Your location.
Yeah.
But I mean, you jump on 2 wheels, and 20 minutes later, you can be in the Springs.
Yeah, no, totally. That's great. I'm hoping to be there every 6 to 8 weeks after 9/11. So there's a lot of people there that want to meet me and want to help out with what we're doing. So I'd love to meet you guys in person and strike up a conversation in this super secret place.
That is super secret. Beachfront property in Colorado. It's the only place.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn my location services off when I go visit you guys.
Oh no! There's no cell phones allowed. We check all those before you go.
Okay, good.
Black bagged and taped and all those. If you check out our show with Joanna, she managed to sneak past a few security elements, but whatever, it doesn't matter. What do you call it? Well, tell us about some of the trips in the last 3 minutes I've got with you. Some of the trips that you have had, and the kind of successes that you've had with some of the past trips.
Yeah, a lot of the times we take some pretty severe cases. One of our veterans had actually attempted suicide about a week before he went on the trip because one of his friends had committed suicide a couple of days before his attempt. His wife really pushed him to go. He was pretty walled off, closeted individual. And he, we brought him back the second year as a mentor and kind of gave him a sense of purpose. And as that grew along, he ended up getting more training and ended up wanting to do more things and kind of found his purpose in helping other veterans, grew out of that now. And, the best thing to do is to see veterans who go on from really needing this, being reluctant to take it, kind of you see them grow out of their shell and then to a point where now they're fully employed doing something they love and, great family and that kind of stuff. And, he tells me that, we were the reason that saved his life. And you don't know. I mean, I wouldn't think they're lying about that. I know that we have a really big impact on a lot of individuals. We have like 30 of our veterans that got our logo tattooed on them somewhere on their body because of how much this program meant to them. So I know it's having an impact. It's probably best to even talk to one of our veterans who have done this program, to be able to attest to it.
It's amazing, isn't it? That you never know what it's going to be that helps to save someone's life. And for all you know, it could be just sitting on a rock with a fly rod in your hand or climbing up the side of a mountain like you did in Ouray or something like that. You never know what it's going to be that's going to save someone's life.
Totally. Yeah. And this is it. I mean, the ecotherapy sessions and having fireside conversations, and it's all peer-to-peer. We're not bringing in any clinical psychologists. Fuck that. That's not us. I mean, that is a very, very important thing. For a lot of individuals. And I, would encourage them to do that. But peer-to-peer is a completely separate type of therapy. And I think it's a better type of therapy, and it helps people at least open up that door first. And after they step through that door, if they want to continue on to a clinical style of therapy, go for it. But that's not us. And that's not we have been. It's not what we will be. We're going to continue to be peer-to-peer. We think that's what we're going to see the most progress from our veterans.
You want to take them out?
I will. Ryan, at the end of every guest's appearance on the show, we give you about 2 minutes. It's your 2 minutes of time to shine. If there's something you want to talk about that we glossed over, there's something that we forgot to ask you think we should have, you can ask yourself. But you got about 2 minutes. We don't time, but the floor is yours, sir.
I'm just going to reiterate back to what we were talking about really for mental health aspects. nowadays it isn't as the stigma isn't as big as it used to be for mental health issues. A lot of times, especially for dudes, it's hard for guys to say, hey, I'm struggling with XYZ. Hopefully that's been more mainstream to be able to come out and talk to at least your buddies about it. Whether you talk to me or the foundation or anybody else, that's fine, but at least talk to somebody about it. Talking to one person is going to go a long way. We're finally seeing the government kind of wise up to what's happening and throw some money at it. I've seen a few different programs that are coming out that we have opportunities to join in on, including private foundations who are noticing that mental health is really the big issue right now. And I think we see that throughout a lot of current events here in America, that if we can really get the most vulnerable population, which I believe is our veterans who have seen, some of the most tragic stuff. And if we can help those minds, they are entirely huge assets to our community. And so making that population whole and healthy again, I think is going to make us a better society.
Wow. Very, very well said.
I like it.
I know. You're warming my heart. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we have been talking with Ryan with the Guardian Project and Whiteheart. You can find them on the socials, not Twitter and probably not Facebook. You can probably sell her something. But yeah, go check them out. If you're looking to volunteer some time and put in some slave labor, they're looking for the help. If you're looking to get rid of all that money that is weighing down your wallet, they will happily take that as well. Ryan, I can't thank you enough for being a part of From the Ashes on About Face Media and talking to the veteran population. Really appreciate your time tonight.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Hey, man, have a great rest of your week. This will be the low point of it, so you can only go up from here.
Sounds good. I'll see you guys soon. I'll hit you up soon.
All right, stay in touch.
Appreciate it. Take care, guys.
Bye. Wow, that was
a good one.
Really good one.
I don't always Monday get to go through and see our guests, but I did spend a little bit of time reading about them this afternoon.
I have a stack of books that I owe you, but keep talking. Yeah.
Don't bring me a stack of books. I think I'm 4 books back.
We have so many authors that are coming up that are doing great things. This young lady named Eli.
It's so hard.
I know. I'm trying to read them real quick so I can give them to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so okay, go ahead. You're looking into it.
I was looking into it. Very, very impressive stuff that they do. I like their organization.
I amputees, rock climbing.
Yeah, I encourage people to take 5 minutes of your day, go to their .org and read a little bit about what they do.
Yeah, it is a cool organization. It's super cool. And there's a lot of those. That's the thing. If you're struggling, folks, there's just so many. If you're having a hard time, and I don't know why, but our phones ring constantly with friends of ours that are really having a hard time with one thing or another. Anniversaries coming up, whatever the case may be. 4th of July is coming up. I know some of us struggle with, explosions and stuff like that on the 4th of July. and your service dog may as well. But there's just so many resources and opportunities out there. And the consistent thing that we get, like the email you got today, you made my day.
Absolutely.
With that email.
Absolutely. I want to talk about that because there's an organization that you and me in particular have a love for. That's We Defy. What We Defy does is they give veterans sponsorships to go do jiu-jitsu, right? For a whole year. Okay. And I hate to preach something that, it's what I do for work too, but as a veteran doing jiu-jitsu for 20 plus years has been a life savior in 100 different ways. Like my jiu-jitsu has seen and been through me through everything, being single, being a pro fighter, having a kid, breakups, fucking death, like all sorts of shit. I knew I could always walk into academy. I didn't have to even maybe talk about a bunch of stuff. I wanted to, there's guys too, but I didn't have to. I could just go in and get some woosah and choke each other. So we got an email.
Amazing.
We got an email today from We Defy with a new veteran that is going to be sponsored at my academy. I got to talk to him today. Super pumped. His sponsorship starts next month.
I realize you pay the electric bill, but I call it my academy too.
Well, not just my academy, me and Joe's that you get to visit sometimes if we allow you in. But his sponsorship starts next month. He will be there this week.
I'm so
Because we went ahead and started that early.
fucking excited about that.
Yeah, I am too.
That's
so better. I spent
one more. That's
spent
one
like
more.
20 minutes on the phone today. Former Navy, red crayon chewing guy. Super cool. So pumped to find something outside of the VA, something outside of sitting with a therapist to work on his mental health.
I agree. And I have never walked off of the mats at any location. I've never stepped off the mat, no matter how shitty the day was, without a stupid smile on my face. Endorphins are real. They're very, very
Absolutely.
real. And I've been having a shitty couple of weeks. And, Thursday I went and a friend of mine was just beating the ever-loving fuck out of me. It was awesome. But while we're going through it, he whispers in my ear, and he's choking the shit out of me at the time. And he's like, I hear you're having a tough time. I'm here if you need anything. And you're like, dude, really? I mean, that's just amazing. And those are the friends. My friend groups come from jiu-jitsu. That's just all there is to it. I mean, that's where my friend, it's the people that fuck me up the most that are my best of friends. I love them for it. Can't say anything more about it. So, but whatever. We already got Ali. Well, that's cool. We're just waiting on Ali. We got the wrong Ali. We can bring in O'Connell West early if you want him to.
Oh, that's fine.
You down with that?
I'm ready.
Ali, you think you're ready?
Well,
you look like you're ready. I'll leave big thumbs up.
I didn't see the thumb. I think he's just shaking his face.
Ali, you're a little bit early, and Allie's
Hey,
a little bit. So you get to take her spot for a few minutes.
Awesome. I'm usually late, so I'm trying to make up for it all in one shot. But,
Well, welcome to From the Ashes on About Face Media. How's the law world these days?
man, it is crazy and busy. I'm sitting up here in beautiful Lawton, Oklahoma, ready to go do some defense work over at Fort Sill in the morning. So it's great. It's busy. Unfortunately, there's a lot of Army to be fighting here in the legal world. So it definitely keeps us busy.
I'm guessing not stuff you're able to talk about quite yet.
No, not quite yet. I guess, I was sitting here kind of thinking, I got my son with me up here. He's in law school. So he's my intern for the summer, and a newly minted second lieutenant. So I've got him here taking notes for me, and we were chatting about it before. And I always kind of try to bring you guys something, something that's kind of on my plate and something I'm seeing a little bit of, as well as just kind of some veterans issues. So I will lay it on you. I'll start with kind of the legal stuff, and then just maybe talk a little bit about veteran stuff in general, having just retired about 2 years ago. And so legal stuff. One of the things that I've seen recently is, and I don't mean this to be kind of a general criticism of some of the TDS attorneys. I work up primarily in Fort Cavazos, and I'm going to tell you, there are some great, crafty, smart, dedicated TDS guys defending the folks who get in trouble. But I've come across a couple of others that not so much. And so I guess what the message is for folks that may get themselves in some hot water, whether it's warranted or not, if you think that your TDS attorney is not helping you, you don't trust the person, don't be afraid to raise your hand. Now, you don't have the right to pick your TDS attorney, but you sure as heck have a right to say, look, man, this isn't working out. Can I go talk to somebody else? And I appreciate the fact that it's, some of the younger guys may feel a little bit scared to do that, or may feel intimidated, but folks have got to, you've got to step up. You've got to defend yourself. You just can't be afraid to do it. So if you think it ain't right, if something doesn't feel right, if you don't trust the guy or gal that's defending you, don't be afraid to say something and just ask for somebody new. But I caveat that with, I'm working with we always try to work with a TDS attorney or a local counsel when we can. And I will tell you, there are some really, really good ones working really, really hard that are defenders at heart, looking out for the rights of soldiers, regardless of rank, regardless of situation. So
my phone rang this morning, and I talked to a very long time friend this morning who the Army was basically trying to put a thumb in his butt. And O'Connell West law provided a little bit of lube so the thumb didn't hurt quite so bad.
Yeah,
You guys,
yeah.
really,
Yep. I'm with you, man. That's some.
What are you laughing about? What? I'm trying to give the impression of good.
I know. I'm picturing the picture.
Not everybody likes a thumb in the butt. One shot. What are you talking about?
One knuckle rule, bro. One knuckle.
It's your ring doctor? No, it's my watch.
Exactly. Ollie gets it. What were you saying, Ollie, before I rudely interrupted you?
No, man. I agree. It's you just got to be ready to stand up for yourself. You've got to. There's plenty of folks out there that can help you. I understand hiring lawyers from outside is tough, but and failure to do so too. There's these things have long lasting ramifications down the line, especially. And I think it's incumbent upon especially folks like us that have been here a day or two to give that advice to the younger folks, because they may not fully appreciate how it affects them down the line. So. And man, that's a great. I'm so happy that you were able to reach out and get them some help, because folks don't realize it and reach out to mentors and such when these things happen. So,
well, I mean, you guys. I don't know if it was you or if it was Rich that was talking about the folks that with the GRAP thing, and now they're trying to like recertify their handgun certificate and things like that, and you're like, how could they screw you so badly? And then thank God for O'Connell West and the things that you guys are doing.
Yeah, Doug has been fighting against that for years. Getting, basically you get sucked up into the GRAP debacle, and you get titled, and then when you fill out your 4473, it triggers, and you're not able to exercise your Second Amendment right. So it is that whole thing, GRAP, is a total mess. I agree, but Doug is kind of been the champion for veterans across the globe for it. But
you were going to, and then I had a question when you get a second. So, but go ahead.
No. I guess absolutely. Let's talk about that now. I just wanted to kind of chat about something else more veteran related than law.
Yeah, go ahead. Hit me. What you got?
Yeah, so, I was kind of thinking about it a little bit, and myself, I'm on the school board down by Fort Hood. Wesley West is a school board member in Thrall, Texas. And, I was kind of thinking about it tonight, and there are so much that our veterans, especially when you retire, bring to the table, that whether or not you have an interest in politics, find a way to get in and serve your community. You whether you know it or not, you have skills that are just in absolute dire need out in our communities. And look, I'm not telling you to get your head so big that you retire and then the next day you run for Congress, but get out involved, get on your local P&Z, get involved in your community. Hell, go be on the board at the animal shelter, whatever it is that kind of gets you up and gets you going in the morning. But America needs veterans. America needs the skills that we have and the things that every one of us, sitting on this computer screen and probably the vast majority of the people listening, you have skills you don't even know that you have, and you have no idea how much in demand they are. And, Wes and I will chat about it every now and again. And there are things that happen, and we just kind of shake our heads that are very intuitive to the veteran community. And man, that's wrong, or that we can fix that, or we know the process to fix that, or leadership skills just absolutely lacking. So I guess my parting shot here is, please get involved in your community, whatever it is. Like I said, it can be at the animal shelter. It can be volunteering at your church. It can be as an election official. You can run for office. Don't be scared to start at the appropriate level. Build your resume, your kind of public service resume, and then get out there and just contribute and continue to contribute more, because we can't stop when we take off the uniform. And whether it's running a radio show, whatever it is, there's a place for us. America needs us now more than ever.
Well said.
Very extreme.
Very well said. I like that.
I can understand how he works with Doug. It clicks. I totally get it.
He also said that we're in demand.
I don't know if that's the exact words he used, or I don't know if that fits exactly.
I don't know. Either way, I'm going to make sure the wife knows that.
Well, Well, and Ollie, I know it's been a while since you've been on, so you have not heard the news, but I filed. I am running for president of the United States for 2024. I have not gotten my invite yet to the debates, but yeah, I am running for office. I wasn't sure if you had heard this yet.
No, that's awesome. Do you have a laptop or something that we need to know about? I mean,
I see what you did there.
It's kind of par for the course, is it not?
It's been several days since I've banged a hooker and tried to purchase a firearm. So yeah, I think we should.
Well, that's really what I'm getting after is the hooker bang.
Well, my only platform is on the day after I am elected, because I'm sure I'm going to be. I will abolish the Department of Veterans Affairs.
Oh, good start.
Yep. And the second day, I will legalize lane splitting nationwide for motorcycles.
Awesome. That's great. And I think, I think the EPA and Department of Education should not be far behind.
Well,
can we not do that on like day 3 and 4?
And so, as the Secretary of Interior, I've had to add the third platform.
Yes.
Which is for violators of stolen valor.
Oh,
Public execution. And we're going to sell tickets to this shit. We're not just going to sell tickets. You can auction.
I love this pitch.
The round to have your name put on it that's hitting the
Oh.
stolen valor person. Ooh, that's a money.
man.
And you know what?
Pay-per-view, bring Dana White into this. Let's have like an extra.
see?
Ollie gets it.
You
Ollie
get
sees
you
the
get whole
picture.
idea.
This is why we talk to you.
Firing squad, man. It's fucking F-16s going over. Oh, this is going to be glorious.
This election's going to be a landslide, Ollie. I'm so
God
glad.
bless capitalism.
We're huge fans. Speaking of that, every once in a while we like to ask you guys, and each of you guys from the firm and folks, I shouldn't say you guys because we have Tran and what's her name as well, Lori. Thank you. As a veteran yourself, what do you call it? Have you ever gotten anything about a 3M earplug? I don't know if you've heard, but veterans may be entitled to compensation.
Man, that rings a bell. That rings a bell.
I applied.
If I hear anything, I'll let you know, Rob, for sure.
It's the number one thing we get questions about.
Is it
Far
really?
away. Yeah, we get it constantly. Well, I have a lawyer on my radio show. Yeah, I get messages all the time.
So believe it or not, Doug is handling a couple of those. So absolutely call O'Connell West and we'll put you in touch with Doug O'Connell and by God, he can help you go sue 3M.
So how much legitimacy is that? I mean, 3 years from now, are everybody going to get a check for 79 cents or what's the deal there?
I'll be honest with you. I don't really know, but that would be my guess if it's like a typical class action, like when they say, Wells Fargo, who I have a particular hatred for,
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
I have an actual lawsuit against them, but that's another whole story. Yeah, hell, I don't know. I don't want to speculate, but Doug could definitely tell you with it. That would concern me if everybody just got like, hey, here's your $35 check if you fill out this postcard type of thing.
Yeah. So, all right. We get that question all the time. And I'm like, man, none of us are going to be millionaires because of it is all I'm saying.
Right, yeah. We're still all going to be freaking deaf, but none of us are going to be millionaires.
Hey, Ollie, we are coming towards the end of the show. What were you going to say?
I was going to say we can't let him go yet.
No, exactly.
So Ollie, I don't know if you've heard this recently, but we've added something I'm sure you're familiar with being military. Is at the end of the show we do a safety brief.
Oh man.
Oh man! But here's the deal: you don't have to do an entire.
That was the best reaction.
It is two things. None of us have to do the whole safety brief. We just pick like an item. Okay. And
well, I wouldn't. Is Lieutenant Ollie nearby? I think like he should get in involved with this.
I think he's still at the bar.
That just summarized everything.
Yeah, right. So if I do one, I'm assuming it does not have to be anywhere close to politically correct, but is it can I steal one?
We encourage that.
Yeah. I'm sure you all have heard the 3 Ds.
What is it?
The 3 Ds?
I don't know the 3 Ds.
Oh man, the 3 Ds. You might have heard the 3 Ds.
Here we go. Send it.
Don't do dudes. Don't do drugs.
Oh, there was more? I thought that was it.
No, that's the first one. Don't do dudes. Don't do dudes drugs, and don't do dudes wives. There's your 3 Ds.
When he said don't do dudes, I thought that was the 3 Ds. I thought it was so funny. I'm like,
Okay.
that's awesome, dude.
You got the bonus plan, Ron. You got the bonus.
God.
Ali, you might have won from the Ashes. I
Yeah,
didn't even know it was a competition, but you may have won. That's awesome.
The end of the year award ceremony.
Yes, when we have the end of the year award ceremony and my inauguration, that's exactly right. You may have won.
That's awesome.
You will win 1 plastic goat.
I'll take it.
All right.
What do you got?
I
You
got
wanna
it.
go last?
I hate when I say, you really only have to give one. I'm going to give like 5. But
Go ahead.
I'm going to give a couple.
It's your radio show, dude.
So, in case there's a flash flood warning,
I feel like you're biased right now.
do not get in your car and decide to drive across town. Second, if you do decide to go across town in the flash flood, and you somewhere along the way realize that you can no longer get where you want to go, you should have one of those blow up kayaks packed in your back of your vehicle just in case you need to go across to,
Okay.
flood out.
I feel like we're stretching the barriers of safety right now, but keep talking. I'm listening.
Oh, I don't
And
think-
so is Ollie.
I don't think I've shown you
Blow
all.
up what?
What? There's pictures?
Oh my God, yes. There's no kayak. Go ahead. Finish the safety brief. I'll make the safety brief for you.
Hey, folks, if you hear the sounds of my voice, 4th of July weekend is coming up. We are on the air on July 3rd, by the way. 4th of July weekend is coming up. It's not gunshots. Now, I realize you're hearing them all over your neighborhood right now. It's not gunshots. Lighten up. You're going to be okay. Pet your service dog. You're going to be okay. Do you have another one that you wanted to throw out there? That was it?
That was it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's about our show for the evening. Ollie, did you have anything you wanted to add before we kicked you to the curb?
No, I'm good. Little Ollie has made it back.
Did
but
you
I don't
want
know
to
if
add something to the safety brief?
Do you want to add something to the safety brief?
The safety brief.
I think they call it some risk management something or other nowadays.
Yeah.
No, he's good. He's good for right now.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have you. Thank you very much for being a part of From the Ashes on About Face Media. Please support our sponsors and support us. Go to our website, make a donation of $1 million. It's a tax write-off. We really appreciate your support, and you're helping other veterans get into media and broadcasting as they transition. Check out our friends with Thigh Huggers. Check out our friends with Combat Flip-Flops. Enter the code ABOUTFACE. You'll get 30% off your order. We get 15% of that, which is huge for us. We really appreciate it. We need the support. Yeah, have a great rest of your week. And Ollie, thank you so much for being a part of the show. And have a great evening. Enjoy your time. Good luck tomorrow in Oklahoma.
All righty. Thanks, y'all.